A very good afternoon. It's exactly 4 minutes past 1 and this is a news bulletin or 1 p.m. news bulletin. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms at Swecho TV Kenya. You can also email us at swechotv@gmail.com. Now, welcome. We begin our bulletin with the developing story on the rise in political intolerance in the country. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission named the DP party leader Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Secretaries Aden Duale and Geoffrey Ruku among 10 Kenyans who are under investigation over hate speech. Now, NCIC says the probe against the 10 commenced after they received complaints from Kenyans. The commission has also blasted Duale over his remarks that he will only honor summons to appear before NCIC once Gachagua is summoned.
Individual, regardless of office or standing, is beyond the reach of the law, where credible allegations of hate speech or ethnic incitement arise. Tukaruhusu mchezo kama huu, tutafanya kazi yetu. Yule ambaye tutaita wa kwanza akuje asikuje, tuko na procedures na tutachukua hatua vilivyo, bila mapendekezo na bila kupendelea yote. It's committed individually and it's a personal responsibility. No community, no region or group should be held collectively responsible.
Call upon all political actors to refrain from the mobilization of our people and using our youths as goons during their political engagements.
Kama ningekuwa ni president ningekuwa nimechukua hatua mara moja. Maana wale watu ambao wametusiwa jamii mzima ni Wakenya kama Wakenya wengine. Na ukiona waziri anaongea namna hiyo anakuwa na kiburi aina hiyo, ina maana kama amepewa script.
For me, Duale should resign. I don't even think he should apologize. Let him just go home.
Now, still on the story, now Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua has told off the National Cohesion and Integration Commission over his listing as one of the leaders the commission is investigating over remarks deemed to threaten the nation's peaceful coexistence. Speaking in Buri constituency as he wound up his 3-day tour of Meru County, the former deputy president told the NCIC that he was ready to explain his messaging, maintaining he would not backtrack. Gachagua also waded into allegations that his successor Kithure Kindiki was being sidelined in government, claiming he had warned him of what lay ahead.
Mambo ni hayo. Aenda kasoma. Sisi tunasema kuua nyoka ni kufukuza William Ruto kwa kura. Kuua nyoka pamoja na mayai ni kufukuza wale wote wanatembea na Ruto kupitia kura. Kwa sababu sisi we speak in proverbs, we speak in symbolism and figurative language for effective communication. Sisi tuseme hatuna hate speech. Sisi tunatumia figurative language kwa sababu sisi ni wanafunzi wa literature. So NCIC kama mnataka explanation mniandikie barua nitajibu nyinyi. Sitakubali mtu yeyote akosee watu ya Mlima Kenya heshima. Mimi nimejitolea, hata kama ni kukufa, hata kama ni kuangaishwa, hata kama ni kufungwa jela, nitalinda heshima ya wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya na maisha yangu, na sitakubali mtu yeyote aangaishe jamii yetu.
The mountain will not be divided.
I told Professor Kindiki, don't dance on the grave of your brother, because siku moja pia utapata shida. Kwa hivyo Kindiki, ile unapata ni ugonjwa wa kujitafutia, ile unapitia ni miba ya kujitafutia. Na nilikwambia.
Now, on to matters finance. Now, the controller of budget has flagged the government's growing reliance on borrowing to finance its budget, warning that while borrowing has helped plug financing gaps, it is reducing the resources available for development. While appearing before the National Assembly's Public Petitions Committee, Nyakango said public has climbed to 12.8 trillion Kenyan shillings, posing a major risk to budget implementation.
We are now, according to our latest report, at 12.82 trillion in total borrowing. Out of that figure, about 60% is domestic and 40% is external. The impact is that up to 71% of the revenues that we collect goes to loan repayment. So when that happens, it leaves us with 29% to do the rest of the expenditure that we would like to do. Now, where they let me down is that after releasing the funds on very stringent grounds, they now go and do different things with the money. Now, of course, I'm helpless when it comes to what they actually do, although we are doing something about it.
Now, with that story marks the first half of our news bulletin, and we'll be right back with more stories in the education and as well as sports news. Stay tuned as we go to our break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now on to matters education. President William Ruto says changes to the university funding model are well underway to actualize the government's pledge to fully fund all students who qualify for higher education. The president made the pronouncement as students continue to apply for funding for universities, TVETs and colleges using the existing model, while the funding agencies await Parliament to pass the necessary legislative framework.
Nikuja hapa saa 3 mpaka saa hii. We've been trying to log in, inafika point inakataa. So hata kwa help tunajaribu, sometimes inakataa.
Jaribu ku create account, kutengenezea mwanafunzi account ya help. Inaweza kubali kutengeneza, lakini sasa hiyo activation hiyo yenye inatumwa kwa email inachukua time mingi kukuja.
Each and every one of you who qualifies to go to a TVET or a university will pursue the course of your choice without the background of your parents influencing which course you do. Now make it possible for every student placed in our TVETs and in our universities to get full funding for their courses.
Now, the Kenya Wildlife Service is investigating the deaths of 15 elephants recorded across the Amboseli ecosystem over the past month, with the preliminary laboratory findings pointing to a possible toxic substance as the cause. The deaths occurred between June 24th and July 24th, 2026 in Amboseli National Park, Kima Sanctuary and the Shuku Ranch area, which are part of the wider Amboseli ecosystem, which is a community and private conservancy. Leaders from the area are calling for a speedy investigation. The incident comes amid the dispute between the Kajiado County government and the KWS.
Hatujai liona rais paki na kufa. Tunataka kupata report nini iliua ndovu zetu 13 kwa muda wa wiki 3.
10 elephants exhibited similar clinical signs, including partial paralysis that left them unable to stand before dying within 1 to 2 days. The remaining 5 carcasses were too decomposed or had scavenged, making it impossible to establish the cause of death. Environmental investigations are also being undertaken, including the analysis of water sources and other potential environmental contaminants with the affected areas to establish whether the elephants were exposed to a common source.
Mimi ninangoja mheshimiwa governor, maana yeye ndiye aliomba hii Amboseli. Kama hatasema deadline hii, basi mimi nasema Wamasai hakuna kupeana kura kwa Ruto. Maana hatuwezi bebelezana na nyinyi. Kura ya Wamasai ni kama kura ya Wajaluo ambayo mnaenda kutafuta Kisumu.
Hawa ni wanyama wetu. Eneo hili ni letu. Ardhi hii ni yetu.
Now, away from that, we switch to sports news or the sports highlights. Now, we begin with this story. Kenya's Tusker FC faced Rwanda's Rayon Starlets, or they will face Rayon Sports in a must-win match as they fight for survival in the ongoing Sekafa Club Championship in Kigali, Rwanda. Tusker lost 2-0 to Sudan's Al Hilal in their opening match on Sunday and need to collect points against Rayon Sports today to keep their hopes of reaching the semi-finals alive. Now, Coach Julian Mate says the match against Al Hilal should not be used as a yardstick for the team's potential, noting a huge gap between the Sudanese giants and teams in the Kenyan Premier League. According to the coach, Tusker played well from the back through midfield, but their biggest problem was in attack with a very poor conversion rate. He has challenged his players to adopt a winning mentality, saying they performed better than expected in the opening match. New captain Abud Omar has also expressed confidence in the team's ability, stating that they must be at their very best if they are to survive in the group of death.
Kuingia kwa kiwanja kucheza hiyo game na kushinda is a very small fraction. There's a lot of factors zina to surround zenye zina contribute to your success. So we need to make sure that everything external is also sorted and in check before the team takes to the pitch, and we expect them to deliver and win those matches.
And the former Harambee Starlets captain Doreen Nabuire has come to the defense of the Starlets as they reflect on their heavy 4-0 defeat to Morocco in the opening match in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Nabuire says Kenyans should be patient with the team, adding that the Starlets can still recover and post positive results in their remaining Group A fixtures against Senegal and Tunisia.
But hatukuzitumia. So right now I think tumeona hiyo mistake, so any chance tukipata lazima tutufunge to end us, and then I think that's the only way ambao tunafaa kusurvive from this group.
And that brings us to the end of our news bulletin this beautiful afternoon, and thanks for staying with us. And remember, much more is coming up in a few, so stay tuned and don't press the button. I was Denish Odera and this was Swecho TV. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms at Swecho TV Kenya. You can also email us at swechotv@gmail.com. Until next time, have a good afternoon.